10 more things that you may not know about the new Smuggler's Run update in GTA Online. This is a continuation of the 30 plus things that you might not have known. The video I did a few days ago, I will leave a link to that in the description. But before we actually hop in, I want to let you guys know about this awesome app called AppBounty. It's an app that I use frequently to get shark cards to be able to give away to you guys. And I know a lot of you guys have told me you use their app to get shark cards yourself. Now, the way this actually works is to go to appbounty.net, link will be in the description, and enter the invite code Saintsfan with the capital S, and you will receive bonus points from the start, which will get you to your reward faster. But it's really easy to use in the app itself. There are all sorts of other apps you can download, and once you download one of the apps listed, you will receive a certain amount of credits. And once you have enough credits, you can redeem them for the shark cards or whatever else you decide to choose. The best part about this entire thing is after you download the offers and after you try out the apps to get points in AppBounty, you can delete the apps. So basically, you're getting these credits for free by doing barely anything at all. It's really easy, really quick, and if you ever have a few minutes to spare, open AppBounty and download a few of the apps to build up your credits. Also, there is a tasks feature which will speed up this process of getting you that shark card. So hopefully you guys check it out if you want some free shark cards. Now, the first thing I want to touch on is if you listen to the Blaine County radio, Ron, the guy, Nervous Ron from the DLC, actually has a new podcast on it. So there's like 30 minutes of new content from Ron, and it's pretty interesting. I haven't listened to all of it, but he talks about jetpacks at one point. He talks about fake news. He talks about Russian hackers. There's a lot of pretty cool little Easter eggs in there. I'll see if I can find a link to it in the description if you don't want to listen to it in GTA. But that's kind of cool. I would have never expected Rockstar to add something new to the radio. This next one is so useful. I don't know if this is something Rockstar just added in this update or not, but this, I cannot tell you how many times I've used this to help me out. So in this new update, they introduced these new helmets that have either thermal or night vision goggles on them. And to use those thermal and night vision modes, you would have to go into your interaction menu and hit X or square on whatever helmet you're wearing, and then that would trigger the modes. But what you can actually do, if the visor's down, go ahead and trigger one of the modes, whether it's thermal or night vision, so it pops up on your screen, and then go to the visor up option and flip it up. And what this is actually going to do is whenever your visor is up, or whenever the goggles are up, you'll have normal vision, but whenever you put them down, it will go back to the night vision or the thermal. But that's not it, because one of the problems with this is that if you want to do that every time, you're going to have to go into your interaction menu, but you don't need to do that. All you need to do is hold right on the D-pad and your guy will actually flip up or down the goggles. I had no idea that was in the game. So now what you can do is have these goggles on you at all time, maybe on thermal, and then just flip them down whenever you need them. You don't even need the thermal scope on the sniper or any of the guns. So that is so useful, and I'm really glad they actually added that to the game. Now, in the last video, I told you guys you could do the Pearlescent paint job glitch and put a Pearlescent coat on top of like a matte color or something, but I didn't know there was a really easy way to do this, because I thought you had to just buy something else and then go back to the Pearlescent option and, do it the way we do it with cars. But you don't need to do that. You can just be in your aircraft, in your hangar, press right on the D-pad to access the modifications, select the matte paint or metals or whatever one you want that's not metallic, apply it, and then you go to metallic, scroll up or down, you exit the aircraft modification, but don't leave the hangar and do not exit the aircraft. Then we press right on the D-pad again to go back into the aircraft modification, go to Pearlescent, and now you can apply Pearlescent to to the paint job that you selected. So it's really easy and you don't even need to pay money. This next one is something that I think you might find useful. It's a blip guide. So with all of the new aircraft, Rockstar added new blips that each one has. And since there are so many of them, it's almost hard to see sometimes, which is which. So here is a little blip guide. You can see some of them are more noticeable than others. Some of them also look the same as some others. So that's kind of confusing, but all of the new aircraft do have new blips. So if you see them on the map, then there you go. The next thing, let's talk about the laser real quick. So the laser is going to be a vehicle that we can, or an aircraft that we can purchase. We don't know when it's going to be coming out, but it's going to be coming out over the next 2 months or so. And we know the price of it. It's going to be $6.5 million. That's a lot of money. And a lot of us were thinking that, okay, well, maybe that's fine if we can customize it, if there's new attachments, new weapons, we can put flares on it, but that's not the case. At least at the moment, unless they update the game, which doesn't ever really happen. When the laser does come out, the only thing you can customize on it is the paint job. So for 6.5 million, the laser's coming out with no customization. This next one I somewhat explained in a video I did a few days ago, showing you guys how to instantly spawn your aircraft right next to you. But if you don't like doing that, or if you don't want to do that, what you can actually do when you call your aircraft, if you're a CEO, you can call any of your CEO aircraft to go to it. Because that's one of the problems that I've had. If you call your aircraft and it spawns far away from you, you can't call a personal vehicle to go to it because it'll get rid of the aircraft you just called. But what you can do is either call your MOC, which is kind of convenient, or you can call any CEO vehicle, a Buzzard, a Havoc, any of the cars, and then go get it, and your helicopter or plane that you called will still be there. But alternatively, there is a glitch that if you start up a Gerald mission and then just back out, your aircraft will spawn right next to you. If you want to see that, I'll leave the link to that video that explains it more in detail below in the description. Also, this is something I found out. If you want to return your aircraft or switch it without either destroying it or going back to your hangar, you have to become a motorcycle club member and then use the return vehicle to garage option. Because for whatever reason, you could park your plane or whatever aircraft you called on the other side of the map, but it does not let you spawn or call a new one. So in order to get rid of it, you have to call another car and then return it to your garage. And you can easily do that through the MC menu. So if you want to get rid of it or want to spawn a new one, just use that. You can actually glitch night vision goggles under the thermal helmet, so you can access both. You can't access them both at the same time, but you can have the thermal and the night vision in your interaction menu at the same time. So that's, you know, kind of something that you may find helpful. One thing you can actually do with the thermal vision is use it on the oppressor, or really any bike, but I think most people use the oppressor. This will be super helpful, you know, maybe if you're at nighttime and either someone went off the radar or someone is flying up in the air. What you can do by holding or by having the thermal vision or even the night vision on, like the helmet on, you can hold right on the D-pad to bring the night vision up and down, you know, so you can see where people are. You know, obviously when you're in thermal vision, it's hard as hell to see what's around you in terms of buildings and all that, but you could probably see a little orange dot up in the sky if you're trying to find someone, if you're trying to locate them. So I think that's pretty helpful if you're into the whole PvP stuff. You can actually fly over your hangar and drop the cargo if you're sourcing it. So instead of landing, maybe you don't have time to land, or maybe there's people around you and you don't want to risk landing and maybe blowing up or something, then you can actually just drop it off. You can see I just took a laser because the plane I took kind of died. And when you fly over your hangar, you hit right on the D-pad and your cargo will float down into your hangar. Now, I don't know if people can steal it during this time because no one was in my session when I tried, but it is something I think that's useful to know if you don't want to get out your plane. If you want to just keep flying, drop it, boom, you're done. This next one is kind of unfortunate, but according to some people, there are 0 spawn points for personal aircraft in the Los Santos airport. So if you want to call your aircraft when you're at the airport, then it may not actually spawn in the airport, which is very, very odd. So that's another reason why owning the Fort Zancudo hangars are worth it. That's kind of crazy how the actual airport doesn't have any aircraft spawns, because as you saw in the gameplay, one spawned at the beach and one spawned by the shipping dock thing. And then the last thing I want to show you guys, this is some gameplay from the new Transform races. There was a glitch where you could play them for a few days, but Rockstar did patch it. These are going to be coming out probably in a month or two. This is going to be part of the drip fed content. And as you can see in the gameplay, these look awesome. I'm really excited to see what the community can create with them. I mean, you go from car to freaking plane to boat, all kind of stuff. And there's some really cool things I think that will be done. So there you guys have it. Those were 10 plus more things that you might not have known about the Smuggler's Run DLC. So thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Do you hear that? Do you? Time. That's time passing. In fact, time is running out. For all of us. For the country. For the state of San Andreas, and also, even more importantly, for the world. That's the truth. The truth about time on a show that is all about truth, whatever the cost. Today on Blaine County Radio Community Hour, I, Ronald Jakowski, am going to blow the doors off your consciousness until you are unconscious. I'm the one to tell you the truth. There will be no more lies, no more fake news. Not here, not now. Okay, here's another person that left a message on the Truth Seeker hotline. Go ahead.
Yo, Ron! How come nobody's talking about the weaponized weather? The hurricane that hit the East Coast recently? They can steer tornadoes with an app on the phone. It snowed in Los Santos more than once, but nobody talks about that. They don't talk about the press of a button you could be somebody else. I could press a button and be a little girl who gets lots of attention. How about that, Ron? I want to be a little girl.
Thinking about ballet recitals and jetpacks and such?